Let's talk about Hogan because he's going to make a little trip over to New Japan to do a one-off at the Tokyo Dome. He's going to defeat the Great Muta in a non-title match. This happens on May 3rd, and boy, there's some big news coming out of it. And I can't wait to get your reaction or what you remember Vince's reaction being to this report in the Observer. Quote, the biggest news was the interview that Hogan did with the press after the show, in which he said he was very happy to be back with New Japan. I'm a 5-time WWF champion, and he shows the belt. To me, this, holding the WWF title, is a toy, like a Christmas tree ornament. The WWF belt is like a Honda. The IWGP belt is like a Rolls Royce. It's a real world championship belt. Winning this, the WWF title, was very easy. The IWGP belt is very hard to win. I can wrestle. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I'm the old dog, but I know all the tricks. I never quit wrestling. I'm not one of those guys coming back disgracing my former reputation. I'm still the best wrestler. The match today was fun, but it was easy. He is a star, but I beat him 1, 2, 3 in the middle. I should be wearing the IWGP belt. I want to wrestle every top name in Japan and hopefully wrestle Mr. Inoki again. Now, he's saying all of this when clearly he's thinking he's winding up his business with the WWF. But this has to, or I shouldn't say have to, I imagine this pisses off Vince McMahon. My goodness.
Why wouldn't it?
Yeah.
He's made the guy rich and famous.
Yes.
He's on top of the world. Everything was built around him. So why aren't you professional enough? You're speaking of Hulk, to do the right thing for the business. You want out. That promo would have led me to believe that you want out.
Right.
So let's get you out of here. And to do that, there's got to be a successor. And why it couldn't have been Bret Hart, I'll still, like I said earlier, I don't know. I probably will never know. But I thought it was a cheap shot, and I thought it was the sign of, there's so much paranoia, Conrad, in wrestling, especially guys that not wanting to put somebody over, as if it's real. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. I thought Hogan was being unfair. He made a fortune. He became, like I said, rich and famous. Because I can promise you that New Japan would not want Hogan if he wasn't rich and famous. He was a star.
Right.
So, and who made him a star? Vince made Hogan a star. But somewhere along the way, the waters get muddy, and you all of a sudden find out that maybe you're not as great as you think you were, and it took a team to, as they say, it takes a village to raise a family or raise children or something. A village to do something.
Village to raise a child. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just, I never understood that. I mean, Hogan should have been extremely happy. He should have been extremely thankful that he got this major break. And look, he didn't do it by himself. WWE didn't do it without Hogan. Hogan played his role. But there's a time for everybody. Someday Roman Reigns is going to lose the title in WWE, and it's just going to be time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but Hogan never saw it that way. I never understood. I was always kind of confused about sometimes his motivation. But to not want to put Bret Hart, who was one of the best workers, and maybe the best worker in the world at that time, pure worker, maybe that's what Bret Hart was. So if I were Hogan, I'd say, well, I know he's going to make me look great. I know we're going to have a hell of a contest. I know he's going to take care of me because he wants me to shine before he beats me, which is just logical. Any opponent should want their adversary to shine before they lose. Just makes sense. So I don't know. That was just a lot of ego, out of control, paranoia. Wrestler paranoia is the worst kind of paranoia there is, it seems to me like, especially during that period of time. I think that whole concept has lessened significantly since that era. It doesn't seem to be as topical or as talked about. Because these guys are making so much money, they finally realize, look, you don't want to shoot the goddamn goose that laid the golden eggs.
Right.
What are you thinking? So I just have never understood that. Now, I've never been a wrestler. I've never been a star. So maybe I don't get it. Okay, I say that. I don't get it. You're not one of the boys, JR. You don't get it. Okay, so I don't get it. But to me, it's still illogical.